We're coming to you from Bangalore CDC, and joining us now is a very special guest, Mr. Prashant Goyal from CBRE. Welcome to W.Media, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, let's begin by talking about how you have seen the cloud and data center industry grow and evolve in India, because now we are over 1 gigawatts.
Yes, in fact, I've been associated with the data center industry for more than 2 decades just in India. Back in those days when people would not even call them data centers, they were called server rooms or telco rooms, and essentially around that. But globally, if you see from the late 90s, we were still using a lot of applications, websites, chat rooms, etc. They were all powered, by data centers. And over the period of time, a lot of enterprises, largely led by banking and financial services industry as well as tech companies, have realized the importance of data centers, and they were the first movers into this particular space. I think somewhere around 2017 to 2018, when the GDPR in Europe kicked in, that's where the government, in India also decided to bring in something similar, which brought data center in India in the limelight, right? It was said that about 70 to 80% of Indian citizens' data is residing outside of India, and if we have to bring everything back, then we don't have enough data center capacity. We don't have enough data centers. People, possibly don't understand data centers, and that triggered significant investments by leading players into building more data centers in India. We saw a lot of investments coming in. Just for the discussion's sake, between 2018 and 2023, we saw about $40 billion being invested into India just on the data center.
Wow.
Right, that's a massive figure.
That's a huge amount.
That's a big number only in the data center space. And from a mere 4 to 5 incumbent data center players, we have now more than 2 dozen data center operators who are serving the digital economy in India. Some are well established, and they are also expanding into the other cities. And then there are some of the global, newer players who have started with one city, and now they are expanding into other cities. So that's the landscape of data centers in India.
But when we talk about Bangalore, this may not be a market that's as big as, say, Mumbai or even Chennai. But what kind of growth do you foresee here in the data center market?
In fact, that's a slight myth. In fact, historically, yes, Mumbai has been the largest data center market in India. Historically, Bangalore was always the number 2 market.
Oh.
Yeah, Chennai has come on to the data center map, very recently in last couple of years. Especially around, you see those submarine cable landing stations, increasing in Chennai, and then there is need for more, international bandwidth requirement. But you look at historically, Bangalore has been the technology hub, the whole skill set, decision makers, IT outsourcing hub. And Bangalore was actually the second largest market. So there is no reason why Bangalore would not continue to grow, right? There are pockets, there are players who've set up data centers, and they are also growing.
Do you also see some emerging markets around Bangalore, perhaps in the rest of Karnataka or any other southern part of the country?
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time when we will see, specific use cases from large corporates, enterprises, even hyperscalers, going into the tier 2 towns, serving the end users, closer to tier 2 towns, and that may boost the demand for data centers in tier 2 and possibly in tier 3 towns as well.
But while we're having all of this growth, there is also this mindfulness of sorts that has now become a part of the culture in the industry, and that pertains with sustainability. It pertains to sustainability. And I was wondering, what kind of initiatives in this space do you find the most exciting?
One is the energy efficiency. With the technological advancement, the IT equipment, MEP equipment, they're all becoming power guzzlers. So you need more and more power, dense power, to power on and continue the operations of some of these IT systems. And at the same time, you require efficient cooling systems to dissipate that heat, to sort of take care of that dissipated heat. So one is, there will be investments and, investment, priorities to work on energy efficiency, right, around that. And then second is the sustainability. Now, many years ago, sustainability used to be a checkbox, for most of the corporates.
Even now, sometimes I wonder, if it is a bit of a marketing campaign or a PR campaign, like, okay, it looks good on LinkedIn, but are people actually walking the talk?
Yes, now it has significantly changed. It's no longer check in the box for corporates. It is mandatory, it is essential, it is measurable. It is measurable, and you see not just the data center operators, but also their clients who are leasing services from them. They also ask for what are your sustainability measures, what sort of renewable energy sources that you do, what sort of power purchase agreements do you have. So there's significant emphasis on sustainability.
Now let's talk about CBRE's journey in India. Could you take us through it?
Sure. So CBRE as a company, has been operating in India for more than 30 years now. Specifically talking about data centers, we sort of address the 360-degree ecosystem of the data center, right from advising the corporates with respect to their market entry strategies, to land selection, site selection, advising them on transaction structures, going into projects which is around construction management, project management, cost consultancy, technical due diligence. We also do operations and maintenance, and a large part of our the whole practice is also focused at advising large corporates as to how do you source these data center solutions. And then in that entire process, we have a dedicated capital markets team who also help, at various stages with respect to, investor relations and fundraising, etc.
Perfect. Now, you have been coming to W.Media CDC events for quite some time now. You were in Singapore, now you're here in Bangalore. This is our 7th year. Is there a message you have for us? Well, how has your experience been so far?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank W.Media for bringing data center into the limelight. Right. As I said, right in the beginning, that data centers have been existing for more than 2 decades, but only in the last 6-7 years there is so much being talked about data centers. Some of these events when people get together, network with each other, they get to know what sort of technologies that people are using, why is it beneficial to corporates, etc. So kudos to W Media for that.
Thank you so much for talking to us. It was wonderful interviewing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have many more such interviews lined up through the day. We'll be bringing you much more from Bangalore CDC, so stay tuned.